They were once at the top of Hollywood, famous, admired, and everywhere. But then something changed. Scandals, pressure, and personal struggles ended careers that once seemed unstoppable. Here are 30 actresses and what really happened. Lindsay Lohan. She was one of the biggest young stars in Hollywood, with hit after hit at an early age. But as fame exploded, so did the pressure, and her personal struggles became impossible to ignore. Legal issues, constant headlines, and missed opportunities quickly derailed what once looked like an unstoppable career. Amanda Bynes. She was one of the most loved teen stars on television, but behind the scenes, things were beginning to unravel. A series of public incidents shocked fans, and almost overnight, she disappeared completely from Hollywood. Mischa Barton. She rose to fame incredibly fast, becoming a global TV sensation. But sudden success brought overwhelming pressure. Personal struggles and media scrutiny began affecting her work, leading to a rapid decline in major roles. Tara Reid. She was everywhere in the late 90s, starring in major films. But a mix of controversial moments and career choices changed everything. Over time, her presence in mainstream Hollywood slowly faded. Katherine Heigl. She was one of Hollywood's most in-demand actresses, but after openly criticizing parts of the industry, backlash quickly followed. In just a few years, major roles became harder to land, and her momentum slowed. Shannon Doherty. She was a defining star of 90s television, but repeated reports of conflicts on set began to damage her reputation. Despite her talent, those controversies followed her throughout her career. Roseanne Barr. She created one of the most successful sitcoms in TV history. But one controversial moment off screen changed everything overnight. Her career collapsed almost instantly, shocking both fans and the industry. Winona Ryder. She was one of the most recognizable actresses of the 90s, but a highly publicized legal incident brought her career to a sudden halt. For years, she stepped away from major roles before eventually making a comeback. Heather Locklear. She was one of television's biggest stars, but over time, personal struggles began making headlines. Those challenges slowly overshadowed her career, leading to fewer major roles. Meg Ryan. She dominated romantic comedies and was loved worldwide, but intense media attention and changing Hollywood trends began to shift her path. Her presence in major films gradually disappeared. Bridget Fonda. She was a rising star with major success in the 90s, but at the peak of her career, she suddenly stepped away. Her unexpected disappearance left fans wondering what really happened. Phoebe Cates. She became one of the most recognizable faces of the 80s. But just as her career was taking off, she walked away. Her decision to leave fame behind surprised many. Alicia Silverstone. She became an instant pop culture icon, but after early success, her career choices didn't land the same impact. Over time, her presence in Hollywood slowed significantly. Neve Campbell. She was one of the biggest names of the 90s, but as the industry changed, so did her career direction. She stepped back, becoming more selective with roles. Callista Flockhart. She became a household name almost overnight, but after her biggest success, her appearances became less frequent. Her once dominant presence slowly faded. Lisa Bonet. She was one of the most recognizable TV stars, but creative differences and career decisions changed her path. She gradually moved away from mainstream Hollywood. Terry Hatcher. She reached massive fame on television, but behind the success, reports of tension followed. Over time, her major roles became less frequent. Sharon Stone. She was one of the biggest stars of the 90s, but a serious health crisis changed everything. Her career slowed dramatically after that turning point. Drew Barrymore. She grew up in Hollywood under intense pressure, but her early years included serious personal struggles. Although she later reinvented herself, her journey was far from easy. Molly Ringwald. She defined an entire generation of 80s films, but as trends shifted, her leading roles faded. She gradually stepped away from mainstream fame. Ali Sheedy. She was part of one of Hollywood's most iconic groups, but after early success, her career slowed significantly. She transitioned into smaller, quieter roles. Soleil Moon Frye. She became famous at a very young age, but early fame brought pressure that changed her path. She eventually stepped away from acting. Julia Stiles. She was a rising star in the late 90s, but her momentum didn't continue at the same level. Her presence in major films slowly declined. Liv Tyler. She became globally recognized through major roles, but later she chose to step back from constant acting work. Her focus shifted away from Hollywood. Jennifer Connelly. She built a strong and respected career, but over time she became more selective with roles. Her presence in mainstream films became less frequent. Claire Danes. She became a major star early in her career, but she chose to avoid constant exposure. Her path shifted toward fewer, more focused roles. Alyssa Milano. She was one of television's most recognizable faces, but over time her focus shifted away from acting. Her career moved in a different direction. Alyssa Milano. She was one of television's most recognizable faces, but over time her focus shifted away from acting. Her career moved in a different direction. Lily Sobieski. She was seen as one of Hollywood's most promising young stars, but unexpectedly, she stepped away from acting. Her sudden exit left many questions unanswered. Fairuza Balk. She became a cult favorite in the 90s, but instead of chasing mainstream fame, she chose a different path. Her career shifted towards smaller, independent projects. These actresses once had it all, but their stories took very different turns. Which one surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments, and don't miss the next story.